Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about why you're stripping screws and then also how to prevent it from happening in the future. And in a follow-up video, I'm going to show you how to remove the strip screws. So now let's get to the workbench. So now that we're at the workbench, we're going to talk about the screwdrivers and the tips and their sizes. So although you've got sizes like this, the size that's important is not the length of the shaft. The length of the shaft is only important when you need more leverage. The longer the shaft of the screwdriver and the bigger the handle, the more leverage you can have in torque and taking the screw out. But what matters most is the tip. And what's important is that you size the tip to the screw that you're trying to take out or screw in. Okay? Usually it's screwing in when you're stripping something, but on occasion you'll strip something trying to take it out. So the tip has to match the Phillips opening inside of the screw. And right now we've got a couple of screwdriver sizes. And this would be a size 1, which is on the smaller side. Okay? And if you were to try to put this into a standard Phillips head screw, it might be just a little too small. It could jump out easily. See, I'm barely turning it, and it's popping out because this does not fit into this. And if you were trying to use this one tip, or in your screw gun this one tip, it's going to strip easily because it's not fitting snug. You need a snug fit and a deep snug fit also. Okay, so this is a size 2. These both are size 2s. Okay, so this one would fit, is what you'd want to fit into here. This one fits snug and it's not wiggling out. In fact, you can feel it get stuck a little bit, and that's a good thing. But if you notice these two here, we've got the shaft, the top is, this groove is a little bit deeper than this one. The angle might be different, so you want to make sure you pay close attention to these things before you attack a screw. All right, just brought more light in here for you. So now again, it's the same thing with the tips. Now let me show you size number 3. Now size number 3 has a blunt tip, right? You see that here? And that is for when you're using screw. You have to really pay attention to the screw. And it's like this one would not be one that would fit the blunt tip. It won't even fit in there. Okay, because look at that. I'm hoping that you could see that properly. All right, now this screw will take that blunt tip. Look, you can see that little, looks like a little square in there. And now this one goes in there properly. And the same thing with it on the screwdriver. It fits in there. Now this one is a size 4, which is going to be much bigger, and it does not fit in here. It's going to be for much heavier applications. You're going to rarely use something like this. You don't need this screwdriver. If you're in the business, you could use it. I've only used this one a couple of times. I've used this quite a few times, and this bit that I just showed you that fell off here, I've used this quite often. These are heavy-duty wood screws that I've used many times, and it's a great screw to have. Now that we got that out of the way about the screw sizes, so the first reason why you'd slip out of here and start stripping would be the wrong size bit or screwdriver. Okay, another reason that might happen to you is if you are using a screw gun and you've got it set for drill. So this one, that's set for screwing, and if there's an adjustment here, right? And now if I pull it back, see how fast that is? You are going to strip your screws. The minute you meet resistance going into the wood, you're going to start stripping your screws if that thing is going too fast. So you'd want to go here, and hopefully you've got a drill where you can control it like this, and you're not going to use too much power. And if you're starting to meet resistance, you could also use your screwdriver, because You often don't strip screws using a manual screwdriver. It almost always happens using one of those over there. Okay, so here's the other reason why you're stripping screws. And this is a physics and leverage thing. So the first thing is if you're not pre-drilling the wood, what has to happen is that for the screw to go down, it needs to go and push the wood aside, because you have not bored a hole. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that wiggle there. Because you have not bored a hole for this screw to go down into. What you'd like to do is pre-drill, and if you look at the threads on here, you want the shaft, which is where the threads go into, so the center part to be pre-drilled, and then these threads are the only thing that's actually going into the wood. Please hit that thumbs up if you're finding this interesting so far. As it goes down, right? And if you just try to go right in, which we're going to do at this moment, you're going to see that it's going to eventually meet resistance. The other thing is, look at these two, or let me get a drywall screw here. Okay, so the tightness of the, look how many there are and how close together they are. And look at here in this drywall screw, it's almost like there's half as many along the same length here. And having each one of those is another point, another resistance point. And this is why when you drill down, you notice that when you first go in, it's not so bad, but then as you get farther and farther, that's when it gets tighter. And it's not because you're farther in because of the tip. It's because each one of these is grabbing wood now. And so you might have, 2 pounds of resistance, and then 2, and then 2, and so you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then eventually the amount of resistance on the screw is too great, and you're unable to turn it. And the only way you could turn it is with additional force and leverage that outcompetes the forces of leverage and resistance that you're getting inside the wood. So that's why you can't just hold your gun like this with an extended arm. You're getting no force down. What'll happen is it'll bounce out. You've seen that happen. It just bounces out, right? Because you don't have enough force and resistance. I'm going to step away from the bench and show you what I mean. To get leverage, when you're screwing in a downward position, you want to be positioned directly over your screw gun or your screwdriver if you're using a screwdriver. If possible, lean over it so that way the screwdriver or the screw gun is right in the center of your chest, and you're pushing down with all of your weight and muscle, so that way you are fighting the forces of physics to where you've got more pressure down than the wood has got pressure squeezing the screw. And if you're screwing something into a wall like this, let's say you're mounting shelves or whatever it is, and you've got to go all the way in past the drywall into the studs, you're using a long 3-inch screw, again, you want to get behind it. And if it's up higher, you do not want to be doing this. Get up on a ladder high enough so that way you've got all the leverage here right at your chest. Okay, so now that we've got that over with, let's try to put one of these in. And I've got the right bit. This one is sized for a number 2. It's a little wobbly here. I'm not holding this properly, and I'm going to screw down. I have not screwed into this block yet, so I don't know what to expect. It could go right in. It could be a fail on this video. I don't know. You notice how I'm doing it in little pulses, but I'm also pushing down. I'm pushing down with a lot of force, leaning over that. You can't see it because I'm over the camera, and I'm also over this thing, leaning down. Okay, it's getting really tight. It's hard. It feels like it's going to slip out. And actually, it did go through. All right. Now let's go and pre-drill and do the same thing with a similar screw. So now I've got a drill bit that I've already pre-sized to be the right thickness. Okay, so now what I did was I took a pilot hole and I've removed that wood, which is going to help with the resistance. We should not have as much resistance now. This one should go in even easier than the prior one. There you go. Okay, so if you're ever also screwing in a smaller piece of wood, and especially when you're near the end, you care about this piece of wood, it's not just a 2x4, maybe it's some finished piece of wood, you will often get it. Now this thing won't split. I mean, look at the size of this thing. Okay, it's not going to split. But in a smaller piece of wood, if you don't pre-drill, you're going to get a split. But again, you see how with pre-drilling that just took care of the situation right there, and we're not worried about at all having a situation where we cannot get this thing all the way in. Now again, that was a long screw. So let's look at the drywall screw. So this drywall screw, 3-inch drywall screws. You don't see these very often, by the way. With fewer threads, my guess is the force needed will be somewhere in between these two. It'll be a little easier than this one, but not as easy as this one because we're going to go in without pre-drilling. It slipped once. Did you hear it? Correct. All right, now it's in. All right, so this is an explanation again. Hopefully you're getting the picture here when it comes to putting these screws in. And let's look at back to the when it comes to torque, back to this number 3. Okay, so having this type of tip is going to mean that this thing's going to slip out much less easy than a number 2 would with the number 3. And number 3, you're going to have that much more leverage. You have more meat on this thing, and you're going to have an easier time. Even though you've got tight threads here, you're going to have an easier time getting this one in. So I'll switch the tip here without pre-drilling. There are a lot of especially, look, you got a 3-inch screw here. You're not going to have a drill bit that's going to go in that deep, but by pre-drilling up to some point, like I said earlier, you're not going to have all of these resistance points multiplied all the way up this shaft. You're going to be able to drill down to here maybe, and then you're only dealing with this much as it goes farther in. Now that one went in without pre-drilling all the way down to the bottom. I had some decent leverage on top of it, and this type of screw is really good for, you really want something to hold that's going to be bulletproof. This type of screw, 3-inch screw with a number 3 tip on there. What did you think, guys? If this is helpful at all, if you learned any little bit, please give me that thumbs up. And like I said, I'm going to be showing you a video about how to extract a screw that's extremely stripped. There are many methods, and I'm going to show you a couple of them on one of my upcoming videos. So if you hit that bell notification icon or just subscribe, you'll get notified of not only when that video is launched, but all the other helpful home DIY tips. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we will see you in the next video.